So guide me through this, okay? Because I think I've seen an example of this, something like this before too, where I'm in a turtle. I got an awesome turtle, and I'm switching down to my back area, but instead of being flat on my back, I'm sort of on my side, right, underneath another individual. I heard you mention something before about wanting to be on your side to avoid points of the pin. Now, what is the context in terms of scoring in this scenario versus not scoring? You mentioned something about 75% of the back too, and
Yeah, yeah,
something like
yeah.
that.
So this is like the typical ADCC scoring thing that like separates it from everybody else. And so the thing with ADCC, like I mentioned before, it's a combination of grappling arts. So a jujitsu move would be like a guard pass or, something like this, right? And in IBJJF, if you get past somebody's guard and they're on their side, you still score points. If you're mounted on somebody like a technical mount, they're on their side, you still score points. But this, in the eyes of ADCC or the people who created ADCC, I could imagine, obviously I wasn't there, but I could imagine that this was unfair to the wrestlers. And so what ADCC does is it says, okay, well you can do a jujitsu move, but you have to finish with a wrestling move. And so in ADCC, that is hitting the back to the mat. And so we use the 75% rule. Obviously, there's no light bulb that comes on when 75% of the back is touch the mat, but we typically tell people you have two shoulders, two hips, you got to pin three of them. So if you can prevent your back from touching the mat, then in the way that a wrestler would prevent a pin, then you won't get scored on yet. Now, there's an interplay between this and the neutral position or turtle, the chest to back position. So as long as the athletes stay chest to chest, the top person, the guard passer, can still score guard passing points. But as soon as that orientation changes to chest to back, and we keep it for, there's a 3 second count in ADCC, it's up to the judge's discretion, whatever, right? So it's going to depend on the judge that you have. Heath, the ref, is not word of God when it comes to ADCC, so whatever the judge says is good. But as soon as it switches to chest to back and you get that time criteria is met, then now it's a neutral position. Idea is we want you to take the back now. You can't just pin them, right? Because it's a neutral position, right? And so that's kind of the way that ADCC works. Specifically with guard passing, the criteria is to pin the back. With a takedown, this is a super common misconception. With a regular takedown, the goal is to pin the hips. So a lot of people think that you have to pin the back. I just was talking to one of the guys who's been working for ADCC for a really long time. He told me that rule was actually changed like 15 years ago. It used to be that you had to take someone down and pin their back. Now you only have to pin their hips. So there's a ton of really important techniques that you need to draw from jiu-jitsu and from wrestling and all these other sports and put them together to build a game that works for ADCC.
Mhm.
And if you're interested in having me for a seminar, I've already done all of this stuff. So I can tell you exactly what techniques work for ADCC. But yeah, there's this interplay between the closer you get to scoring points, the more wrestling moves you have to use. And then the further away you are, of course, the more jujitsu you have to use.